Hi there, my name is Courtney Kaufman, and I am here to share with you today a little bit about my personal and professional life. Going back to my introductory years, I was born February 2nd, 1999 in Vail, Arizona, which makes me an Aquarius sun, Virgo moon, and Scorpio ascending. I was born into a family with a mom, a dad, and two older sisters, but it truly takes a village, and there is no more proof of that than my family. I was fortunate enough to grow up with two amazing grandmas who were very involved in my life and an amazing grandpa as well. I also have two uncles that were just so pivotal in making me who I am. So, although my nuclear family is important, I could not be where I am without my extended family. But perhaps my most important title is a self proclaimed professional animal lover. The best way to get to know me is through the Kaufman Williams Zoo, which is the lovely amount of animals that my boyfriend and I have. So up at the top here, we have Suki and Kaya. They are my newest additions. And then we have Miss Izzy right next to them. Going down, we have Pepper on the left and Jack on the right. Same thing here, we have Basil on the left and Bean on the right, and then Katie here at the bottom. I am just a huge animal lover, and these babies just make my heart go around every single day. Starting with my elementary school years, I went to Cottonwood Elementary School, which will be very important later on. And this is where I fell in love with reading and writing. And it was the first hint that I would later become a teacher because I was obsessed with school, so much so that when I would go home, I would force my grandma and my sister to play school with me, but I had to be the teacher. So that should have been my first hint right there. Going on into middle school, I went to Desert Sky Middle School, which is in the same district, the Vail School District. I still absolutely loved school, but I started getting involved in other extracurriculars as well, the major two being band and volleyball. I then moved on to high school where I really honed in on band. It became kind of my entire life. And like I said, I always loved reading and writing, but I fell in love with math in high school. I was the crazy one in my AP calculus class because I enjoyed it so much and everybody looked at me like I was crazy, but it was just so fun and I loved the challenge that it brought me. High school is also when I met my person, so that's super fun and it's super exciting to look back on those times now that we're 7 years strong and looking back on those memories. Then I packed all of my bags up for college and I went to Glendale, where I went to ASU's West Campus. I was in Barrett the Honors College there. While I was putting myself through school, I had the opportunity to be a writing mentor, which is where I first got introduced to Dr. Serafini's work and what really made me want to do this program. I started as a business major though, because for some reason, despite all of the hints that I got that I was supposed to be a teacher, I got scared and I decided to go in as a business major instead. But eventually, after a semester, I changed my major to education and have not looked back ever since. As a senior, I was able to do my thesis as part of Barrett the Honors College, where I talked about fathers reading aloud to children and the benefits that that can have on them growing up. And then right out of college, I started my first year of teaching, which is where I am right now. So I'm a first year teacher at Cottonwood Elementary School, which, if you think back, that is where I went to school. And I actually am fortunate enough to work with my third grade teacher and my first grade teacher. So that's been super, super fun. I am an inclusion teacher for kindergarten, first grade, and second grade. So I'm part of the special education team, which you can see in my picture. We have 5 special education teachers, a school psychologist, 2 speech pathologists, and our behavior specialist. I am also now doing graduate school at the same time as my first year of teaching. So I am back at ASU, except this time it's through a computer instead of on the West Campus. And I'm doing my program in literacy education because despite my brief affair with math in high school, I had to come back to reading as my primary focus because I just love it so much. My career goals after I graduate are to focus more on alternative curriculum in our reading continuum to align with our special education common language here in Vail. So on the side here, we can see our common language for our special education department in Vail. And I want to focus on how does our alternative curriculum aligned to reading, because right now we have a very, very strong writing continuum. So I would love to be a part of that team that does the same thing, but for our reading continuum as well. I am so honored that you guys took the time to listen to my video and get to know a little bit more about me. And I cannot wait to get to know about you guys as well. So thank you so much.